You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Brian, why are you stacking books on the floor?
I want to stand while I work. Standing desks are all the rage these days.
Well, it's a good thing that these desks move up and down. You did know that, right?
What? They do?
Yeah. We're not messing around here.
This is great. Now, only if I had a chair to swivel around in.
Do you just not pay attention to everybody else's desks?
Well, no wonder I'm not getting much done these days.
Coakley Brothers and Brothers Interiors, the official moving and furniture provider of GKB Milwaukee.
Are you ready to be treated like a VIP? Drop the third-party apps and download the Cousins Club app for true VIP status. Then order your favorite subs and sides directly on the Cousins Club app to reap the rewards. You'll get access to exclusive, limited-time only products, coupons, and special offers. And you'll earn reward points, free food, and Cousins merchandise. Now that's how a VIP should be treated. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
Make your statement with Fast Signs of Glendale. You have an idea, and Fast Signs of Glendale can make it happen. 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee works with Fast Signs of Glendale on their vehicle lettering, studio and event signage, and much more. Your company should consider Fast Signs of Glendale with your next custom sign project. Big or small, they can do them all. See their work at fastsigns.com. That's fastsigns.com. Fast Signs of Glendale, proud marketing partner of 94.5 ESPN.
At Evans Transportation, they love the sounds of Milwaukee baseball. Bats cracking, crowds cheering, brats grilling. And Evans is a big fan of manufacturing runs, both on the diamond and in supply chain management. When manufacturers have accounting, shipping, and tracking needs, they come to Evans. Because just like in baseball, teams who know how to manufacture runs have the best chance of long-term success. Evans in Delafield supports Milwaukee's baseball team. Find them at evanstrans.com.
Sunday. That's right, folks. Great Lakes Dragway's 2023 race season is in full swing. Come out to see our annual events like Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend, Nitro Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, Larry's Fun Fest, and Bug Fest. Looking for something new and exciting? Come see the Night of Fire Jet Show. Want the track all to yourself? Email or call about a private track rental. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for contact information and our full season schedule. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off Super Paint products and Super Deck stains June 16th through the 26th. That means 30% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 30% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Hey, it's Greg Scalzo and Ben Bruss.
Catch us Monday through Friday, 4 to 6.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The award-winning 1017 The Truth is excited to be back celebrating the 52nd annual Juneteenth celebration in Milwaukee. Make sure you come down on Monday, June 19th, as we will be broadcasting live from the Juneteenth celebration from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Stop by our table to play games, win Truth swag, and say what up to your favorite Truth teammates. The 1017 The Truth celebration of Juneteenth is sponsored by Educators Credit Union, Tayback Law, Molson Coors, and Associated Bank.
Baseball's most storied rivalry hits Beantown this weekend.
Kyler Falefa at the track, at the wall, gone! Devers gets call again!
On Saturday night, the Yankees visit the Red Sox looking to make ground in the AL East standings.
And he hits a high drive to left field. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. second deck. It's a Stantonian home run.
Coverage starts Saturday night at 5:30, right here on Milwaukee's home for the biggest national MLB games of the week. 94.5 ESPN. Hey, yeah! This is Homer and Tony.
Oh, babe! You missed our Are You Better Guesser yesterday. It was about aliens. Really? The U.S. leads the world in UFO sightings. We were asking which country is second.
Russia. China.
China's third.
Japan.
Nope.
Switzerland.
No.
Mexico.
Oh, my God.
Alabama.
Canada.
Oh, all right. Where's Alabama? I have been called bro by my grandson.
Oh, really?
And you know what I say when he says bro? Bro? The one thing I know I'm not.
Better smack that little fella and say, hey, put some respect on my name.
I don't know what it means. All I know is.
Doesn't mean grandpa.
I know what it means. It ain't me. Whatever it is, I'm no bro. Is that correct?
You ain't the bro. I ain't your bro.
I'm not a bro. Not gonna be a bro. I don't know if I was a bro.
I ain't your bro, little fella. Don't get smacked.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue. This is Homer and Tony.
In perfect harmony, because the Hall of Famer is on assignment again today. That's fine. It's Friday. People used to always tell me how excited they got when it's Friday. I said, you need a new job then. You hate your job so much, you're just so happy it's Friday? I mean, I get it to some degree, but if you're that happy because it's Friday, find a new job. How about that, Pebble?
And what about the people that don't have off the weekend, so Friday's not really something to be excited about?
Well, correct. I never thought about them much. By the way, you can check us out on video. We're streaming every day all of your favorite ESPN Wisconsin shows live on video. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and WisconsinOnDemand.com. And I suggest YouTube, and you need to watch it on YouTube today because I am wearing the jacket that my wife says makes me look homeless. Now, granted, you don't see the part of the jacket that makes her say that because in the back of the jacket, there's kind of a rip. And since the jacket is black, I didn't want to, I don't want to not wear it, so I had to cover up the rip in the back, and so I used a little Gorilla Tape. She says, that looks horrible. Well, I don't see it, but the reason I wear this jacket is because I want to invent or buy a jacket like this. I may have stated this before. A Pebble will remember, I don't. The greatness of this jacket, it's a Canadian Football League jacket, but the team that's mentioned has been out of existence for like 10 years. The greatness of this jacket is the pockets are so huge in the front on both sides that I can put my billfold, phone, and keys in very easily. I never lose any of them because I just put them in the pocket. And if you know of a jacket that has pockets that are huge, then I want to buy that jacket because that's all that makes this one special. It's actually so old that I think it's a Reebok jacket. How old would that have to be, Pebble?
I think they still make Reebok jackets, but they're not as normal to buy out there.
Right. This is Renegades, whatever. Is it Ottawa Renegades?
Ottawa Renegades. Nice.
Yeah, they've been out of existence. So you can help me out if you know of a jacket that has huge pockets. I want to have the Homer jacket. I want to invent a jacket because I think that's huge for everyone. Everybody carries phone, keys, and billfold, or if you're a purse of a woman. But any guy, you'll never lose anything because it can easily fit in your jacket in the pockets. People have told me there are other jackets with pockets as big, but I haven't found one. So you can help me out there. Jason Wilde at his normal time. We're going to find out about how much fans like the Packers. I think I'm going to have to admit that fans are more positive than I thought. Isn't it about 50-50 if the Packers are going to be above 500?
Yeah, it was about 50-50 yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's see what the poll is right now.
So they're not that positive, but they were 8-9 last year. So if half people think they're going to be 9-8, they're saying the next year they're going to be better the year after Aaron Rodgers than they were with Aaron Rodgers.
Dead on 50-50 from yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
With still an hour to go in our poll.
We'll see how Jason analyzes it. Also in the first hour, Todd Rosiak, who covers the Milwaukee Brewers, because I want to ask him if they got rid of Singleton. Do you think Singleton's still on the team?
I think he's still on the team, yes, as of right now.
Okay. Usually they announce when they have all these moves. Can't believe they don't have somebody better. Ask him about that and how bad their hitting is. And this is an absolute personal, which I guess can't make it an absolute because an absolute is anything the show says. 0% chance that Bradley Beal's coming to the Bucks. 0. Any amount anybody wants to bet me today. Well, you have to go over to Ted's and Tosa, 62nd and North. If you think that the Bucks are going to acquire Bradley Beal. Too expensive. It's not going to happen. Might make you think the Bucks are trying to get better. I don't have that worry. I think their GM, John Horst, is good. And they got Giannis. I would hope that he would announce that he's going to sign the extension, which can be done. Each time I say this, I ask you, September 22nd?
That is the day, yes.
That is the date. Okay. And fans, did they vote that that is more important than anything about Jordan Love?
Yes, it was a runaway vote yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's see what the final results
That's
are.
why I learned. I understand what people think. That's the beauty of Twitter and the polls. Because
78% say they would like more information about Giannis and his contract extension over anything that Jordan Love says or does. 20%.
Which is amazing because the Packers rule in all these kind of polls, but not in that case. So everybody wants to know about Giannis. And again, September 22nd. Happy with the new coach they got. Doctor, the good doctor. I'm the only one who calls him that. Maybe we'll have to get him on and see if he likes that. Who's coaching the Bucks? The good doctor. So don't even think about Bradley Beal. Anybody who gives you an indication that there's a good chance, they don't know what the hell they're talking
Brian
about.
Windhorst did.
Yeah, no, he said there. What was his comment?
He says that the Beal deal is complicated, but to watch out for the Bucks. We can listen to the audio right here.
Yeah.
Because of the no trade clause, he doesn't just get to control where he goes. I can't underscore this enough. He gets to decide what he gets traded for. He can reject the framework of a trade, not just where he would go in trade. And so that makes it difficult for the Wizards to come to an agreement because Beal may be highly incentivized to choose a team that can't pay a lot, and that team, if they know they only have a limited market, may not offer a lot. So I don't think this is going to be the type of gigantic home run trade, but two teams I want to mention that I think are in the forefront right now. The Miami Heat, and this is a surprise, but this is what I've been told, the Milwaukee Bucks. Two teams I think that have shown interest. There are other teams on the periphery that I think are involved, but two teams I think at the forefront, Miami and Milwaukee. Milwaukee would be a very complicated trade, but two teams I think that we should mention at this point.
Yeah, so if you believe in Windhorst, who of course is not the same as Wojnarowski, what was the latest one that he had? He had another one that happened that he reported on, which guaranteed that it was going to occur.
And
yes.
Friend of show Eric Naim joined Scalzo and Bruss yesterday, and he said that the Bucks trade pieces for Beal are not easy.
Yeah, and I said
in a dream world, the very first ideas of this, the very first reactions to my article, to my tweets was, okay, is there some way possible that we can add Brooke Lopez and Joe Ingles and Bobby Portis and Marjon Beauchamp and Pat Connaughton and Grayson Allen in some picks and get Bradley Beal? No, that's not possible. That is
second-round picks.
That is not possible. They cannot do that. What they can do is trade Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday. Or, as I joked in my article, Giannis. They could trade Giannis for Brad Beal if they wanted to, straight up. That works from a salary perspective.
And what did I say to him when he walked in the studio before the show started? There's a 0% chance that he's coming to the Bucks. And Eric Naim, fabulous Bucks reporter, and he does the story and tells you all the information. He said it's a little higher than that. Fine. All right, we got this Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. Put it down however Windhorst says it in the most positive way, and then Homer says 0% chance that Bradley Beal is with the Milwaukee Bucks. Who do you believe in more? That's probably the way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Who do you believe in more? Brian Windhorst says whatever you want to put it, and that's specifically the way he stated it, and I'd say 0% chance. Wouldn't surprise me if the Bucks leak it out or someone does so everybody knows the Bucks are really working to get better, Or maybe they're trying to convince Giannis. I don't know about that. If it's trading Chris Middleton, Giannis is not going to be happy, I wouldn't think. But all I'm telling you is move on 0%. And if the comments of Brian Windhorst and or Eric Name, he wasn't really that strong, make you think I'm wrong, bring it on. Up to $1,000. 0% chance. So if you have no faith in me, hey, Homer, this could be some easy money. Well, get over to Kevin at Ted's, 62nd and North. You deposit your money, I'll be there with whatever the amount is. The Milwaukee Bucks, 0% chance that Bradley Beal joins the team. 1-800-990-3776. I have a German Shepherd. If somebody has a farm or something, you want a German Shepherd. You know, it's hard to get rid of a German Shepherd. Not that many people want. Pablo, you want a German Shepherd?
I do not want
male, about a year and a half old.
Thank you.
No?
Nope.
Don't you think German Shepherds need to be like on farms and things? So you can send your information, Homer at ESPNMilwaukee.com, if you have interest in a German Shepherd. And you know what's important about my offer?
It's free?
Yeah, because, I mean, it's 100% German Shepherd. You're not getting one for free. But that would help me to get somebody to take the German Shepherd, and preferably on a farm somewhere with a lot of room. So, Homer at ESPNMilwaukee.com for the German Shepherd. We'll get to Jason Wilde. This morning at Ted's, an individual said he has a surgery coming up next week. And I just curiously said, well, have you had many surgeries? Guess the number he gave me, Pebble.
7?
28! Ooh. This is his 28th surgery. Do you know what I said in a very kind way?
Good luck.
No, shouldn't you be dead? Like, right? If you've had that many surgeries, something's not working, and they're not able to fix it. So if you know or have had more than 28 surgeries, or even 28, I was going to call Chewy, Mark Chimura, because I think he's like at about 20 or something, or Bakhtiari, but 28's the most I've ever heard. 84 is here. David Gruber, one call, that's all. He scored 84 points in a game. Right? Isn't that correct? I have it right? He won't mention. Maybe he can't. Can't they hear us out there?
They cannot hear you now.
That stinks. Yeah, 84. 84 points. He does want everybody to know that it was a double overtime game. I've never known anybody to score 84 points in a game. 1-800-990-3776. 28 surgeries. This next one will be the 28th. So if you can match that, 1-800-990-3776. Because I think by the time you get near a 28th surgery, what happens, Pebble?
You're
dead.
I would think so.
Unless, like, I can see football players. I'll bet there's some football players, NFL players. I bet somebody's had. Mark Schlereth. Should look up how many he said he had. I think it was close to 20 or something. But this person is not an NFL player. His 28th surgery. I have had...
Schlereth had 29.
29!
20 of those surgeries were performed on his knees, 15 left and 5 on the right.
So he's still the record holder. This guy's got to have another one after this one. Schlereth leads with 29. I have had 3... Is laser vision, does that count as a surgery?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, because you could go blind. I didn't. I have had 3. So, how about you? How many surgeries, Pebble?
0.
You've never had a surgery in your whole life?
Never. And hopefully I don't ever have to have one.
I mean, the odds of that are slim and none. I mean, you're going to have a surgery at some point. As you get older, you're more likely to have one. I'm at 3, counting with the approval of laser vision. 1-800-990-3776. We don't even have to find anybody else. Schlereth is still the leader at 29. My friend will be at 28 next week. Jason Wilde, and how optimistic should people believe Packer fans are about the upcoming season next.
Stay tuned. Packers reporter Jason Wilde has the latest from Titletown coming up next on Homer and Tony here on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand. Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
We won a championship, and my dad brought me 8 chips to eat on the drive because he wouldn't stop for a snack.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of truth in that. Just imagine if we lost. He wouldn't even gotten those chips.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Father's Day is Sunday. Looking for the right gift for Dad? Whether it's a unique craft beer, hard-to-find whiskey, or a spectacular bottle of wine, we've got you covered. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960, we have provided the best selection and the lowest prices in town. We stock literally thousands of varieties of beer, liquor, wine, and mixers. Over 15,000 actually, but who's counting? The point is, you want it, odds are we have it. Combine our incredible selection and everyday low prices with our 2 convenient locations, and you've got your one-stop shop for Father's Day. Discount Liquor on 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and in Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
See our specials at discountliquorinc.com, and happy Father's Day.
Jump into summer fun when the Brewers take on the Pirates Friday, June 16th through Sunday the 18th. Start the adventure on Indiana Jones Day on the 17th and get a Craig Council bobble with a theme night ticket. Then take home a Brewers bucket hat giveaway for the first 10,000 fans ages 21 and up on Father's Day, Sunday the 18th. Presented by Miller Lite. Get your seats at Brewers.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Associated Bank. Show your Brewers pride everywhere you go with Brewers Checking, only from Associated Bank. Score exclusive perks like a one-of-a-kind Brewers Debit MasterCard 10% off at the team store, even express check-in at the Associated Bank gate. And if you want a VIP game day, the Associated Bank Power Alley is for everyone. Contact the Brewers ticket office to learn how you could treat your crew to a full buffet and private bar overlooking left center field. Brewers Checking. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Brewers today. Member FDIC.
A year from now, the U.S. Open will return to Pinehurst Resort and Donald Ross's masterpiece, Pinehurst No. 2. Named by the USGA as the U.S. Open's first anchor site, Pinehurst is home to 9 championship golf courses, the Cradle Short Course, and 4 historic hotels. Before the game's best players are faced with the famed turtleback greens that Ross nestled into the sandhills of North Carolina, you can test your game against one of the world's best courses. At Pinehurst, it is someone's U.S. Open every day. Visit Pinehurst.com now to plan your stay.
I lived alone and was having problems with my landlord. He's a creep. One night I'm watching TV and I hear my landlord letting himself in. Hey, get out. You can't keep coming in.
I'm just here to fix your fridge and spend some time together.
Get out. I'm reporting you.
Don't make a federal case of it.
A federal case? Sexual harassment in housing is against federal law. If you are harassed, file a complaint with HUD. Go to HUD.gov/fair housing. If you fear for your safety, call 911. Fair housing. The law is on your side. A message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Spending more time at home? Don't forget that 94.5 ESPN's on your smart speaker. Just ask Alexa to open 94.5 ESPN. 94.5 ESPN on Alexa is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Baseball's most storied rivalry hits Beantown this weekend.
Carter Falefa at the track, at the wall, gone! Devers gets call again.
On Saturday night, the Yankees visit the Red Sox looking to make ground in the AL East standings.
And he hits a high drive to left field. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Second deck. It's a Stantonian home run.
Coverage starts Saturday night at 5:30, right here on Milwaukee's home for the biggest national MLB games of the week. 94.5 ESPN. Jason Wilde is brought to you by Boucher Automotive, where we ride with you every mile. 18 dealerships, 15 brands, and thousands of vehicles in stock. Check them out at Boucher.com.
Everybody on the planet Earth should get information about the Green Bay Packers from Jason Wilde every day of the year. We do our part, 94.5 ESPN. Good afternoon, Jason.
Good afternoon, Stephen. How are you today?
I'm awesome. Curious to your information. I think you were more positive than I was, or more correct than I was, about the fans of the Packers and how confident they are going into this season.
Yeah, there's definitely confidence. Now, I think you were probably right. It was the best way to do it was to poll what you think their record is going to be, and so the options that I gave were 11 or more wins, 9 or 10 wins, 7 or 8 wins, or 6 or fewer. Now, how, I would be curious to know, would you have voted?
7. I'm at 7.
All right, and I'm at 6.
Yeah. I think the average Packer fans they're probably closer to 8, but what do you think?
Well, 7 or 8 received the plurality of votes. 46% were closing in on 2,000 votes with 15 minutes left in the balloting. 7 or 8, 46%. 9 or 10, which means a winning record, 39%. 11 or more, 4%. And I am in 6 or fewer, which is 11%. So there are 43% of nearly 2,000 voters who believe they will have a winning record in 2023. That seems high to me, but that's what. It's okay to be optimistic. I got no problem with that, but I personally don't believe that to be the case.
Yeah, but the whole point of this was to find out what fans believe, and then, whether you're right or wrong, and then we'll find out once they play. But I just think that gives you a better. I would say the average fan is almost right at 8.5. I mean, that's the problem with 17 games. You can't be exactly 50%. If someone asked you now, based on the poll, what number do you think is appropriate for what the most Packer fans believe?
Yeah, probably 8.
Yeah, 7 or 8.
The 7 or 8 got 46%, but I think there's probably a lot of people that think 7 and 10, like yourself. And again, I think it's important to point out, though, that none of us knows, just like all these folks with their opinions on Jordan Love. But I could be way wrong. Like, they could have 3 games go their way, go 9 and 8, and sneak in as the 7th team in the NFC. Like, I'm not ruling that out by any stretch. So, again, I know, look, I had a few people, again, the beauty of Twitter, respond by saying, you guys have asked this question nonstop. I'm not sure about that, but this had a specific purpose, and that was I got the feeling on our show the other day that there was a lot of optimism about this team. Jordan Love, as you had pointed out, had made the comment that he thought they have a great team and the sky's the limit, and I think the limit is somewhere below the sky for this year. And so there were a lot of people who really liked that, and I wanted to get a better feel for just how deep the optimism was rooted. And I think, 85% of the people responding think they're going to be somewhere between 7 and 10 wins. Tells you that there's nobody that thinks, in Tausch's words, they're going to be a cellar-dwelling stink pot of a football team.
I don't think anybody believes, or very few. What percent believe what Jordan said? Come on.
On the flip side of that, too, like, I don't think there's a lot of people that think they're going to go 3 and 14 either. But, like, if I'm going to say that I can see 3 games going their way from my 6 and 11 prediction to have them get to 9 and 8, I have to at least acknowledge the possibility that things could go horribly wrong, and they could be a 4 and 13 team. Because it's not that vastly different than being 6 and 11. It's a couple of close games that go against you instead of for you. So, Tausch made the comment. Tausch said something this morning that floored me. He said, is there any way that Jordan Love can play his way out of the starting job? and that somehow Sean Clifford is starting at quarterback by season's end.
Negative 5%.
I had not even considered that possibility, because if Jordan Love played poorly enough that they would bench him while healthy and played Sean Clifford, the level of an admission that they had blown that pick, I just don't think, as someone who is, in my experience, incapable of even acknowledging, I messed that up in Goody's case, the tacit admission that would be of he's healthy enough to start, but we're starting Sean Clifford instead. I learned on the media bus Super Bowl 32 to never say, I don't see any way fill in the blank happens. Because I said, I don't see any way the Packers lose this game on my way to Qualcomm Jack Murphy Stadium. And, of course, I was wrong that January morning.
Way less chance of this.
I would, again.
0.
I want to say 0, but I can't say 0. I'm never going to say 0.
Well, no, only if he gets hurt. If he's not hurt, there's no chance. They have too much invested in Jordan Love.
Yeah, I don't see him being that bad. But again,
but even if he was that bad, say he's as bad as you can imagine and worse, he's still getting the whole season.
You would think, yeah. And again, I don't want to create some false narrative here. It was just, I was really surprised that Tausch broached that possibility even, which, he had just finished saying that, he could see them going 9-8, making the playoffs too. And I think the reason it's important, and you don't have to call Pebble and have the phone ring off the hook. I can't believe these guys are saying this. You don't have to do that. But I think what it says is that we really, for the first time in a really, really long time, we have absolutely no clue as to just how good they could be or just how bad they could be. Like, even in 08, now they went 6-10. They were, record-wise, worse than I anticipated. I always bring up the 1-7 record in games decided by one score, because if you split those games, even if you go 4-4 instead of 1-7, you're looking at a 9-7 team. And that was kind of what I thought they'd be Rodgers' first year as the starter. So I didn't expect them to lose that many close games in 08. That said, if we're in a position where we're saying, I can see them winning 9 games and making the playoffs, and we're also saying, I can see them being in a position where Love plays so poorly that even if they don't actually have the gumption to sit him for Sean Clifford, that we would be asking ourselves that right now, tells me that nobody has a flippin' clue as to just how good they're going to be, at least not outside the building. And I would argue that Matt LaFleur and Goody can be as optimistic as they want, but they don't really know what they've got either. I really don't believe that they could say that with a clean conscience and a straight face, that they know that they've got this, insert whatever adjective you want. Don't think they know either. I think they feel like things could go really well. I think they feel like things won't go poorly, but somewhere down deep inside, I think they know that there's that possibility that things could go poorly.
See, and I think they feel like they have a pretty good idea of a range.
Yeah, I don't know, how big is that range for them? Like 7 wins to 12 wins? 6 wins to 11 wins?
I would go
because their schedule is
5 to 11. I would go 5 to 11. But now we're discussing.
Think about how big of a span that is. They only play 17
Well, hold
games.
on. We got 2 things to address. You got one, the team, but then you also have their thoughts on Jordan Love.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it doesn't mean we're right. I think everybody believes that there, to this point, has been nothing special about Jordan Love. He could be good. He could be a little bit better than good. He could be a little bit worse than good. I think that's what everybody believes. And it doesn't mean they're going to be right, but I think everybody believes that. Now, there are people within the Packers, maybe Goody, that I think may like him even more, and I think that's why they took him. But,
sure.
I mean, that's where everybody is, right? There's nobody. You know, the guy that I would love to talk to next to you would be Bakhtiari, because I think he'd tell you the truth. And I think he'd say...
Not on the radio.
Correct.
If the
Correct.
truth, like if the actual truth that he feel like, there was the video that kind of went somewhat viral of Jair Alexander coming up behind Jordan Love the other day after the last practice and hugging him and calling him the best quarterback in the league after he had intercepted him in the 2-minute drill. Like if Jair Alexander was sitting with, in a meditative state and knew that I was not going to tell a single soul, not even like Paula, the girls, or my dogs, hey, Jair Alexander said this about Jordan Love. Like, is it possible that he thinks he's not very good?
Yeah.
I think it's possible. But neither he nor Bakhtiari would ever say that. And look, here's
Not
another thing.
publicly, yes. Privately, I think so.
And look, this was a while ago, and we have to give Jordan the benefit of the doubt that he's improved significantly from this time. But if you recall...
By the way, no, we don't, but go ahead.
No, we do.
Really? Why?
It's been because it'll have been a whole year since this was said. But when Davante Adams got himself traded, however you want to view that, I don't want to be here anymore as the false narrative. But and I think he's
they didn't want him here anymore is the only narrative that's accurate. Because that's what determined whether he would be here or not.
Yeah. But among the things that he said, of course, and he tried to do it without disrespecting Jordan Love, but among the things that he said was basically that he didn't want the uncertainty of playing with Jordan Love, right? And he might as well have come out and said, I don't think he's very good.
Why? I don't know that. Do you? Do you jump to that? I don't. I thought he's not Aaron Rodgers, and now his alternative he hoped was David Carr. And I think the assumption would be, if I was Davante Adams, that he's not going to be as good as either of those two guys. Or I don't want to be around as he develops and understands how bad you can be as a rookie quarterback, even given some great ones.
Yeah, but he could have said all those things in to like add further context to what he was looking to do, and he didn't do that. He kind of said, I don't want to disrespect anybody. And so, I'm sure he thought David Carr would be better for him than Jordan Love would be. But I think we at least have to acknowledge the possibility that maybe Davante Adams looked at him and said, I'm not going to risk my Hall of Fame career playing with him. And, yes, I know Goody made sure he said that, the game plan was poor against Kansas City. But the throw that I always think of from that game more than any other is Adams on the sideline and Love's throw being so far behind him and him reaching back, trying to catch the pass and just getting walloped. And, inaccuracy, that's the kind of situation that a wide receiver gets put into. So, again, he may have improved significantly since Davante had that opinion, but I did see that even if it's not even if we look at that in a range or a spectrum of criticism, there's nothing positive about it by any means. And if he had seen stuff where he's like, okay, this guy just needs an opportunity, he's going to be really good. Because I don't think Davante was beholden in any way to Rodgers from a personal standpoint. Like, I think if he thought Jordan Love was going to be really good and he'd seen enough really encouraging things from him, and the Packers obviously hadn't pissed him off, which is a huge if that you can't erase. I'm not sure that on its face, Aaron Rodgers' possible departure would have been enough for him to say, I don't want to be here anymore, and let's work our way to Vegas.
All right. Anything else you want to leave us as you now get time off because there's nothing until training camp, right?
Yeah, I mean, time off from being at Lambeau. We'll still continue to do our wildly popular radio program and everything else. The schedule is out. The training camp schedule is out. They report on the 25th. First practice is the 26th. I do think there is a conversation to be had at some point because this got Tausch pretty riled up early in the week. Like, even the mini camp practices were closed to fans, and when you start to put things together, closed OTA practices that are open to the media but closed to fans, closed mini camp practices open to the media, closed to fans, no draft party anymore, no fan fest anymore, fewer and fewer open training camp practices to the fans. Remember, there was like 56 of them my first year, and now they're down to like 15. And let's not forget, they're going to have one training camp practice with the Bengals in Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. And Matt and Mark Murphy once said, I will never move training camp out of Green Bay, even for joint practices with another team. And that's what they're doing.
But haven't they been moving in this direction even with Aaron Rodgers around? I mean, I don't know that I believe it's all to protect Jordan Love, because I think
No. The number of practices are definitely not that. They've been trending this way for the last decade. This has nothing to do with Jordan Love. What I'm saying is that for an organization that prides itself and really prides itself on the narrative of, we're owned by our fans, we're owned by the community, there is mounting evidence of what I've said for a very long time, which is they like that story, but in practice, they don't really care as much about you as you care about them.
Oh, I'll always join that club. Thanks, Jason.
All right, Homer, take care. Be good.
Will the Brewers ever hit? Because if they won't win the division. Baseball Prospectus says, yeah, they're still going to win the division. They are a significant favorite. Todd Rosiak covers the Brewers for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. He is next.
You're listening to Homer and Tony.
Jason, do you know the difference between Sierra and Rihanna?
I thought the one who was on the Super Bowl was married to Russell Wilson. I was wrong, right? You knew that?
Do I need to send you the link of how to tell black people apart? You need that link? Sierra is not Rihanna.
Yeah, Rihanna's married to ASAP Rocky.
I'm sorry.
Sierra, Russell Wilson.
Okay, do they not look at all alike?
No, they do not.
Oh, all right. I just knew they were both.
And Beyonce is married to Jay-Z.
I know what Beyonce looks like.
On 94.5 ESPN and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Ready for summer travel? Start with a trip to Blades Farm and Fleet. We have unbeatable deals on automotive supplies and service to give you peace of mind out on the road. Like all Michelin and BF Goodrich tires, now on sale with an extra $50 instant savings when you buy 4. Fram Ultra Oil Filters start at just $9.99. Plus, save $100 on a 192-piece DeWalt Mechanics tool set, a perfect last-minute Father's Day gift.
Find value at Blades Farm and Fleet.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
Look at all this space I have on my desk. Finally, no more clutter.
I know, right? Plus, now I can actually see everyone and talk to them whenever I want.
Would you stop trying to ask people if there are more doors or wheels in the world?
Speaking of wheels, these chairs, woo!
I've never been more comfortable at work.
Coakley Brothers and Brothers Interiors, the official moving and furniture provider of GKB Milwaukee.
Cousin Subs is spicing things up this summer with 2 new limited-time-only subs and a new shake flavor. Their new Sriracha Ranch subs feature your choice of chicken or steak, blue cheese crumbles, onions, pickles, Sriracha, and ranch dressing, all on Italian bread, and are sure to make your taste buds dance. And don't forget to pair your sub with their new cherry lime shake. All are available for a limited time only. So order yours today at any location, online, or via Cousins mobile app for a limited time only. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
Hear that? That's the sound of the 2023 Chevy Silverado's turbo high-output engine, delivering impressive power with no compromised durability. Whether you're helping friends move or just moving some friends, this is the sound of a family with plenty of rear seat room to enjoy the ride. And this is the sound of you heading to your local Chevy dealer today. Find your Silverado and find new roads. Chevrolet. Visit WisconsinDriveChevy.com.
Every day, we fight to preserve magnificent places and wildlife. We are Earth Justice, a national legal nonprofit fighting for your right to a healthy environment. Every day, we fight to advance clean energy. We're Earth Justice, 135 plus lawyers representing clients free of charge. Every day, we fight to combat climate change. We're Earth Justice, and we're here because, now more than ever, the Earth needs a good lawyer. Earth Justice uses the power of law to ensure our planet and its inhabitants have a future. No one fights more cases on the environment than Earth Justice. And we win almost every time, because when we win, the air and water are cleaner, food systems are safer, and public lands are preserved. And we win because these are fights we cannot lose. Want to join us in this fight? The time is now. Go to earthjustice.org today. That's earthjustice.org.
Two Marquette greats, Dwayne Wade and Travis Diener, are set to battle. Wade versus Diener, champions for literacy. It goes on July 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. 3-day event. Know that there's golf alongside the stars at the Bog in Saukville on the 24th. A day full of food, fun events, and golf, all while funding local youth literacy projects. Learn more at wadevs.givesmart.com. You'll find out about the golf on the 24th and other events 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Wade versus Diener.
You're listening to Homer and Tony on 94.5 ESPN and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The Milwaukee Brewers are currently a mess. It happens in major leagues, regardless of how good you are. Baseball Prospectus says they're still the heavy favorite to win the division. What does Todd Rosiak think? He covers the Brewers. Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. I was there last Friday behind home plate, what I like to do about once a year, and I'm telling you this, Brewers got a lot of hitters that aren't any good. They not only made outs, they didn't even have good at-bats, especially with pitchers that throw on the ball in the upper 90. Singleton, I can't believe he's still on the team. Well, this will give Todd Rosiak the opportunity to comment on any or all of those thoughts. Todd, good afternoon.
Homer, before we get started on the Brewers, could I be listed on that ex-Marquette great list that you had just mentioned with Dwayne Wade, Travis Diener?
Well, let me ask Pebble here. Marquette greats, Dwayne Wade, Travis Diener, Todd Rosiak. Does that feel right, Pebble?
The first two feel good. The last one, I'm not so sure.
Would you now I will give you an opportunity. What would you like to say is your legendary moment following Marquette basketball that you believe puts you in the same neighborhood as Dwayne Wade and Travis Diener?
I would have to put the moment that you presented me with the autographed Zydrunas Ilgauskas framed jersey. Remember that?
I do not, but I'm sure it was special.
We're getting off topic here. I apologize.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No, I can understand how you'd like to find something positive in contrasting the Brewers' play as of late. I am concerned about the quality of their hitters, not just what's going on recently.
Yeah, it's not been pretty to watch, and I understand Brewer fans, being upset because this is after a first month where it looked like, hey, this offense has finally turned the corner. starting to manufacture some runs, hit and run, bunting, the things that old school baseball fans enjoy. A few injuries here and there, and all of a sudden this unit has morphed back into what we have seen mostly, over the last 3-4 years, which is home run or bust. And when they're not hitting the ball over the fence, it's been a huge struggle. And you referenced the game that you went to last week against the A's. I'll use the last game I covered on Wednesday in Minnesota as the kind of the litmus test, I guess, if you want to say. Brian Anderson, Luis Urias hit back-to-back homers in the second inning, and then almost nothing after that. I mean, yeah, 2 over the minimum, and it was just, and it wasn't like the Twins were throwing a Cy Young contender out there. It was a guy who's had a good year, but not left-handed. Nothing especially overpowering. A guy that they should have been able to hit, and it was ugly. And the improvement we have not seen from game to game, week to week. And to me, it's incumbent on the big-name guys in that lineup, the Christian Yelich's, the Rowdy Telez's, the Willie Adameses, to step up and improve and get this unit going. And aside from Christian Yelich, who has been playing really well and hitting really well of late, the rest of the offense just has not answered the bell. And the result is what you've been seeing, which is just really almost difficult to watch at times.
No, they strike out. I wanted to check. It seems to me they're striking out about twice as much as they get hits. And I have this text that someone sent me, a knowledgeable Brewers fan. The Brewers are rudderless with a manager and GM in the final season. I just don't think that's accurate. I mean, it's possible Counsell will take some time off, but they don't want him to. That's his decision to be with his family or whatever. And I think their GM is good. I think both of them are not only good, I think they're very good. What do you think?
I 100% agree with you. I get the whole frustration thing. I know fans need to lash out at somebody or something. But when you look at the entirety of what the Brewers have accomplished over the course of Craig Counsell's tenure, Matt Arnold, he's only a year in, roughly, not even a full year in. I don't know how anybody can really be upset. You can question some of the moves that have been made. There have been some good moves made as well. I know people don't necessarily like Counsell's managerial style at times, which I get. It's very by the numbers, very by the book rather than feel. That's the analytics in the game today. But this is a team that right now is within a half game of first place in a very bad division. You mentioned it earlier, Baseball Prospectus still predicting that they're going to win a division. This is a grouping of teams here in the NL Central that just frankly has not been very good from top to bottom. There's no reason to think the Brewers can't start putting it together here in the coming weeks. Once they start getting guys back, getting guys healthy, then you're talking about getting up to the trade deadline, which I firmly believe they're going to be aggressive and add players. I wouldn't expect anything like the Josh Hader trade of last year.
No, they're going to add hitters. Right?
They're going to. Yeah, absolutely. Looking to add some offense, probably augment the bullpen. That's always a move that teams try to do heading into the deadline. And absolutely, I do not see them trading a Corbin Burns, a Brandon Woodruff, or Willie Adames.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way because I think they want to make a run at it this year with the team they have, and they understand maybe Burns could get more now than in the offseason. But I don't know how much that is as a result of Hader, but I think they want to stay with what they've got because they know they have a chance to make the playoffs. And they'll get what they can for Corbin Burns in the offseason because I don't think there's any way he's signing a long-term deal. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with all of it. I definitely think the Brewers learned their lesson, so to speak, in terms of fan backlash and also the backlash in the clubhouse when they traded Josh Hader when they did last year. They admitted it many times. It was a big mistake. You hang on to Corbin Burns. You hope he gets back to, if not that Cy Young caliber of 2021, at least being a guy that is going to go out there and give you a solid 7 innings every time out. You take him into the off season, and you look around and you kick tires and you see what you can do then. And once these guys start getting back and start getting healthy, Willie Adames starts hitting, Brandon Woodruff is cleared to get back on the mound and start throwing again. You had a guy, everybody forgets about Justin Wilson in the bullpen coming off Tommy John surgery. It's going to be like a bunch of trade deadline acquisitions, in my opinion, before they even get to the trade deadline. Then you throw in a couple more bats, and all of a sudden it looks quite a bit better. And then you see where the Pirates are at that point. The Cubs have been playing really well at this point. You figure the Cardinals will reel off about 15 in a row in August like they always seem to do. So it's going to be interesting. But the old adage is you just got to get in. You just got to get in. We've seen it time and time again. Even the last few years, Braves knock out the Brewers in the first round. They go on and win the World Series. Phillies, terrible, really, throughout most of last year. They squeak in. They almost won the World Series last year. Just got to get in.
Talking with Todd Rosiak, covers the Brewers for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. We will not talk again until it can be positive to some degree. So, I don't know when that'll be.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah, I think it'll be.
We'll see, right?
I think it'll be sometime soon. Thanks, Todd.
You got it, Homer.
Todd Rosiak, no, he did not make the equal of Dwayne Wade and Travis Diener, though he did do a great job covering that time Marquette for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. A better guesser. We don't have the correct answer this week, do we?
Nope.
Yep. You got a chance to win it all if you can get this one right. Caller 4, 1-800-990-3776. Are you a better guesser? Next.
Call 800-990-3776. Are you a better guesser is next on 94.5 ESPN and WisconsinOnDemand.com. This summer is packed. 94.5 ESPN's Packed Summer Series kicks off with the return of Packed Lunch with Gabe Neitzel. Tune into ESPN Milwaukee's social media channels every day from June 12th through 16th for exclusive green and gold content. It's Packed Lunch with Gabe Neitzel all week long starting at noon on ESPN Milwaukee's social channels.
Football season is just around the corner, and Ticket King is here to get you tickets to the green and gold game of your choice. As Wisconsin's largest and most trusted ticket broker, Ticket King has access to all the big games and concerts. Ticket King is your one-stop shop for great seats to any event. You're paying the lowest prices when you order tickets from theticketking.com. Purchase game tickets to witness the start of a new era in Green Bay this fall. Theticketking.com. It's not sold out until the King is sold out. Theticketking.com.
At the United States Postal Service, we're reinventing our network to help keep your business moving. With new shipping options to deliver better value, greater flexibility to conveniently reach your customers, more confident shipping with new informed delivery features, and new electric vehicles for a cleaner, brighter future. Fast, reliable, perfectly orchestrated. The United States Postal Service, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/moving forward.
Turn your home into restricted airspace. Tell incoming flights you want them diverted. The new Raid Essentials Light Trap plugs into the wall and uses light to attract, then trap flying insects like fruit flies and mosquitoes. Its 24/7 continuous attraction provides insecticide-free protection that's people and pet friendly. Consider air service interrupted. New Raid Essentials Light Trap. Insecticide-free protection.
Wade versus Diener, a 3-day event that will feature activities where Dwayne Wade and Travis Diener will compete with your help to raise the most money for local youth literacy programs. Mark your calendars for July 23rd for a tee-off party hosted by Wade and Diener with giant beer pong, Jenga, bags, local food trucks, drinks, and more at Discovery World. Don't miss this opportunity to join these NBA stars as they give back to the Milwaukee community through their shared love of basketball and fundraising for youth literacy. Register at wadevsdiener.givesmart.com.
A year from now, the U.S. Open will return to Pinehurst Resort and Donald Ross's masterpiece, Pinehurst No. 2. Named by the USGA as the U.S. Open's first anchor site, Pinehurst is home to 9 championship golf courses, the Cradle Short Course, and 4 historic hotels. Before the game's best players are faced with the famed turtleback greens that Ross nestled into the sandhills of North Carolina, you can test your game against one of the world's best courses. At Pinehurst, it is someone's U.S. Open every day. Visit Pinehurst.com now to plan your stay.
I'm Jim Token, president of the Automobile Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee.
When it comes to service, if you're not coming to an Adam New Car dealer, you could be getting inferior service and paying too much. Adam service technicians are factory trained and must pass strict testing before ever working on your car. Replacement parts are factory manufactured and backed by a warranty. Best of all, superior service and peace of mind doesn't cost more at an Adam dealer. You'll find competitive pricing equal to or even lower than prices at independent shops. A well-maintained car delivers maximum gas mileage and saves you money. And nobody can keep your car running smoothly like an Adam New Car dealer. Need service? Your first choice and best choice is an Adam New Car dealer. Call one today or visit adamm.com to find out why you're always better off at an Adam New Car dealer.
Get an oil change and safety inspection for trouble-free summer driving.
The leaderboard update brought to you by Pinehurst Resort at Pinehurst. It's someone's U.S. Open every day. Incredible place. Visit pinehurst.com now to plan your stay. One of the elite places to play golf in the country, pinehurst.com. And yes, as I said yesterday, the scores would not be as low if they were playing at Curry National, the county course in Tulsa. 10 birdies yesterday for Ricky Fowler. Ain't no way he gets 10 birdies in a round at Curry. Embarrassment. The Los Angeles Country Club. I don't know how they messed it up that bad. Maybe it'll get tougher over the weekend. Right now, Wyndham Clark is 2 under through 16, so he's now at 8 under, tied with Ricky Fowler and Xander Schauffele. They are both to start in a little bit. They were early yesterday, late today. So we have 3 at 8 under. Harris English, 7 under. He's 4 under. Sam Bennett, he's now a pro, 6 under. He's at 3 under today. Rory McIlroy is 6 under, 1 under today. Dustin Johnson took an 8. A snowman. For the round, he's +1. Tony Finau, -4. Minwoo Lee, -4. Brian Harmon, -4. And a number of the other players start later on. Brooks Koepka is, he's now 2 under today and 1 under for the tournament. I have a battle with the Hall of Famer Tony Smith. I have Brooks Koepka. He has Scotty Scheffler. And I said I'm betting on Brooks Koepka to win every major he plays in as long as he's healthy. It would take an amazing comeback. But maybe the course will change and no longer play like Curry tomorrow and Sunday. Difficult to do it because they have so many players now, and the play would be so slow they couldn't finish. So that was my inside golfer, so that's why they can't make the course that much tougher today. Tomorrow, Prize Picks take every player to shoot higher than whatever the number they give. By the way, you do get free plays today from Prize Picks. Pick 5. And you can do it as a flex. And my point is you can go up to 20. And if you lose, they give you the $20 back. Joining us now is Charles in Brookfield. Are you a better guesser? What's on the line, Pebble?
Everything today, Homer, because we have no correct answer so far this week. So Charles in Brookfield gets the answer correct. He's walking home with that $50 gift card to Mars Cheese Castle. However, if he gets it wrong, like the rest of the Homer and Tony listening audience probably prefer him to do, next Tuesday, then we'll have a random caller number picked by the Hall of Famer to win the $50 gift card to Mars Cheese Castle.
All right. Charles, give me your resume, please. And are you a better guesser?
3-time champion.
3-time champion. Well, you're going to be 4 if you nail this one. How many years were the Brewers in the American League? 27, 28, or 29? How many years were the Brewers in the American League? 27, 28, or 29?
I'll do the first one. What was the first one you said?
The first one was 27.
Yeah, that sounds like a good one.
All right. Not said with a whole lot of confidence. Often, Pebble knows the answer, or even if he doesn't, he guesses pretty well. How many years were the Brewers in the American League? 27, 28, or 29? I think he tries to figure out what he thinks.
Actually, I know the answer.
You know the answer.
Yeah.
Should Charles be feeling well?
He should not be feeling well, no.
Should not, because you believe the answer
is 29, I believe.
1969 to 1997, 29 seasons for the Milwaukee Brewers in the American League. Sorry, Charles, but you could call in on Tuesday and still become a champion for the 4th time. Thanks for playing. He didn't have any interest in sticking around, did he?
Oh, I just hooked him right away.
You did?
Yeah.
You just hooked him?
Yep.
Wow.
We got to go.
We do have to go.
Coming up.
Top 3 at the end. We got a sponsor. Saz has got to do it right. Next.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Homer and Tony is coming up next, including the Top 3 at 3 presented by Saz's Steakhouse on 94.5 ESPN and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta, and I have told you about the delicious pizza and Italian snacks that you can find at Proof Pizza inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel. But now there's even more to be excited about. The restaurant has added new sandwiches to the menu. Available every day from 11 to 4, you can enjoy items like the Red Rock Chicken BLT, the Meatball Hero, and more. Order from the counter at Proof or directly from the bar at St. Kate. Explore the new sandwiches and the rest of the menu at proofpizzamke.com.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
1 in 26 people will develop epilepsy in their lifetime. Epilepsy Families, whose mission is to ensure that people living with epilepsy can fully participate in all life experiences, is holding their 21st annual Brainstorm Walk Run on Sunday, June 25th at Veterans Park in Milwaukee. The fun-filled day includes a 5K timed run, a 3K walk, and lunch. All funds raised are used to provide emergency medication assistance, art therapy sessions, and fun social activities for local epilepsy families. Visit EFSEWI.org to register.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, Greg Scalzo here. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
This is Homer and Tony.
Oh, baby.
You missed our Are You Better Guesser yesterday. It was about aliens.
Really?
The U.S. leads the world in UFO sightings. We were asking which country is second.
Russia, China.
China's third.
Japan.
Nope.
Switzerland.
No.
Mexico.
Oh, my God.
Alabama.
Canada.
Oh, all right. Where was Alabama? I have been called bro by my grandson.
Oh, really?
And you know what I say when he says bro? Bro? The one thing I know I'm not.
Better smack that little fella and say, hey,
no.
Put some respect on my name.
I don't know what it means. All I know is.
Doesn't mean grandpa.
I know what it means. It ain't me. Whatever it is, I'm no bro.
That's
is that
true.
correct?
You ain't the bro. I ain't your bro.
I'm not a bro. Not gonna be a bro. I don't know if I was a bro.
I ain't your bro, little fella. Don't get smacked.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue. This is Homer and Tony.
Thanks to Todd Rosiak. We've already talked about Singleton. I didn't take time to address why is he still on the team. Brewers opening a home series against the Pittsburgh Pirates, who I think they lost the last two nights. The Brewers keep getting closer to first, even though they don't play. 1-800-990-3776. Anybody beat the 28 surgeries of my friend, or the 29 Mark Schlereth still leading
We had a couple here to the ESPN Milwaukee Talking text line, 800-990-3776. From Appleman in the Orchard, I'm going in for my 22nd surgery in December.
Yeah.
And from Pete in McGuanago, he says, my mom had 21 surgeries after she got hit by a semi-truck. Longest was 14 hours.
Wow.
And then he says, some of it was on her, though. She wouldn't accept a blood transfusion. Strong woman.
I don't. Do you understand, Dr. Pebble, do you understand that at all?
No clue.
No. 1-800-990-3776. This last hour will be about the starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love. If I say, tell me one thing about Jordan Love, you get to tell me one thing. 1-800-990-3776. What's your one thing going to be? Tell me one thing about Jordan Love. 1-800-990-3776. And we will take texts as well. That's where we're going to start the last hour. 1-800-990-3776. You get to tell me one thing about Jordan Love. What's it going to be? We have the Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. Brian Windhorst says a deal for Bradley Beal is complicated, but to watch out for the Bucks. Homer, I say there's a 0% chance the Bucks trade for Beal. Who do you believe more? Windhorst, 60%. Homer, 40%. I'll take that. In general, I would probably be the same way, but not on this one. Who should you believe more? Homer, 100%. And if you believe Windhorst, there's some easy money there. Let's play Windhorst one more time as we wait for the callers. The one thing that you would say about Jordan Love, you only get one. I say, walking down the street, I'd say Jordan Love, what's the one thing about Jordan Love that you want to state or you would state to other people? Because he's new to everyone, as now the starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers after so many years with Aaron Rodgers. 1-800-990-3776. We got Windhorst again.
Because of the no trade clause, he doesn't just get to control where he goes. I can't underscore this enough. He gets to decide what he gets traded for. He can reject the framework of a trade, not just where he would go in trade. And so that makes it difficult for the Wizards to come to an agreement because Beal may be highly incentivized to choose a team that can't pay a lot, and that team, if they know they only have a limited market, may not offer a lot. So I don't think this is going to be the type of gigantic home run trade, but two teams I want to mention that I think are in the forefront right now. The Miami Heat, and this is a surprise, but this is what I've been told, the Milwaukee Bucks. Two teams I think that have shown interest. There are other teams on the periphery that I think are involved, but two teams I think at the forefront, Miami and Milwaukee. Milwaukee would be a very complicated trade, but two teams I think that we should mention at this point.
There you have the specifics of Brian Windhorst. Pebble, who are you believing, Windhorst or me? Remember, I didn't just say it's probably not going to happen. What did I say?
You said there's a 0%
chance. Zero. Now, he very easily could have been told, or the Bucks or somebody, that I don't deny that he got some information, but it's not happening. Now, is it whether it's 0% or whether that just is the confidence with which I have? I could say 20%. And it's not going to happen. And I would assume that Brian Windhorst knows that too. That the chances of it occurring are very, 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 very slim. 1-800-990-3776. I expected that people would not necessarily call in with one thing about Jordan Love because I don't know that anybody even has one thing.
Well, we got a couple of texts here.
Yes,
text line
fire away.
For Jordan Love.
The one thing.
From the 414, he says he sucks. And from Rick and Spooner, he says Jordan Love has Riz.
Has Riz?
Yeah.
Can you translate that?
Yeah, it's a slang where it's like basically to someone. If you want to riz someone up, you want to flirt with them and charm them.
So Riz. So explain you would say that about Jordan Love has Riz.
Yeah.
That means he's going to get better, or
that means he's good at flirting or charming people.
Oh. He's good at charming people. I wanted to bring my point up because I asked people this week, and one person said it. it's not necessarily the most important thing, but like the one thing to me, everybody should know about Jordan Love is his dad committed suicide when he was 14. Like, what in a person's life could be worse than that? Maybe if her mom committed suicide. Like, everybody, to me, the first thing everybody thinks about, it doesn't have to do with him being a quarterback of the Packers or any team. Like, his dad committed suicide when he was 14. There were people expecting him because his dad went to all his games, like he was at his game. It's like, where's dad? And then he finds out, I think his aunt or whatever said, your dad committed suicide. So that was at 14. Why do I bring it up? Is because I think everybody should know that. I don't know, 1-800-990-3776, I don't know how any human can't root for Jordan Love. Doesn't mean you lie for him and say he's better than he is, but at 14, his dad committed suicide. I don't know of anybody where that happened. People have died of car accidents or something like that. I don't see how anything could be worse. And clearly, he's handled it, that would seem to me, exceptionally. It's not something that anybody focuses on. That has to be a result of he doesn't talk about it much, or he's certainly been able to handle whatever incredible adjustments you have to make, played in college. And so it just seems to me that that's like, and nobody, it seems most people don't know that. 1-800-990-3776. Did you know that before I said it? And I did
not know that, no.
Yeah. All right, and then I guess I ask, what's the first thing that you think about, that you think when you hear that? Pebble, was the first thing you thought?
It's a tough card to be dealt at a young age.
And then, I wasn't there, but you're a reporter, and you're asking him, given the following of Aaron Rodgers, how are you going to handle adversity? And I'm thinking, he doesn't say it, because I think it's just like, dude, nothing. What adversity could I have? 1/100th as bad as my dad committing suicide when I was 14 as a teenager. And he didn't bring it up, other people, but you know, I don't even know how to ask the question. But again, how do people not know? Generally, a person's personal life is not that big a deal, how many brothers it's, but when your dad commits suicide at 14, that could certainly have terrible impact on your life, to, you know, all the discussion that exists now on mental health. Then my premise was, however bad you think he is or might be, there's just, to me, no way you can't root for the guy and hope he does well. And as I emphasize, not like I'm going to lie and say that he's better than he is, but in terms of wanting somebody to succeed as a Packer or any team that you know, wouldn't you want him to do well? Especially the fact that most people don't know, Pebble didn't even know, and people that I've said it to this week because I wanted to talk about it and make it a topic or see how people respond, because the first thing everybody should know about Jordan Love is his dad committed suicide at 14, understanding the incredible, I mean, no one can possibly entirely understand what going through that, and then all that he's accomplished since then, regardless of what happens as quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. 1-800-990-3776. If you knew or you didn't know, or what your first thought is now that you know regarding the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. 1-800-990-3776. Next.
More of Homer and Tony next on 94.5 ESPN.
We do still have some backups on southbound 43. They're very minimal, though. Just north of Capitol Drive, all the way down to about Locust. Then it opens up, and you're all good. East and westbound 94 has been pretty quiet all morning long. We also have a great ride along 41 north and southbound between Highway Q and the Zoo Interchange. Traffic is brought to you by the Club at Lac La Belle, the birthplace of golf in Wisconsin. Schedule your tee time at club@laclabelle.com and start your journey. A check of the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Decreasing clouds, hazy with a high of 68 at the lake, 75 inland. Tonight, clear with a low of 53. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Even when you think you know what's going on, you can never be too sure.
7 is Easter. Jesus. Why is he higher? Because Jesus doesn't really want to be one. He's fine. He's like, I get it.
Packers, nonsense, chaos.
Easter is the entire basis of Christianity.
I know, but he said it's fine. It's good. Because Jesus could have very easily put Easter in July.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, morning 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Baseball, grilling, festivals, tan lines, and Saz's. Summer in Wisconsin is the finest, and Saz's Statehouse is the place to be. They've been a Milwaukee staple for almost 50 years, so they know a thing or two about summer fun. Enjoy handcrafted cocktails, festival-famous combo platters on Saz's outdoor patio, or cool off with your friends at their famous round bar. Saz's complimentary shuttles are ready to take you to games and concerts at AmFam Field. Get details at Saz's.com, located at 55th and State. See you at Saz's.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
This is a major problem because you want your head coach to challenge your player, especially one of your best players that you know you're going to need in critical situations. So if you don't want to meet the challenge, and then you're going to become small. In the Game 7 performance against the Boston Celtics, he became small. Now, I think he had a decent year, and he had a decent playoff series. I mean, look, Game 1, they're still on the road because he becomes old James Harden.
Yeah, he won them 2 games.
But if you're telling me that he doesn't want to acquiesce or change the style of how he plays, if he can only play in a one-dimensional way, which everything has to revolve around him, then Nick Nurse is going to have the same damn problem that Doc Rivers had. So I'm sitting there looking at Fred VanVleet, and I'm saying, I'd much rather have that, somebody that wants to buy into my system, than have a guy that is going to be a challenge to buy into a system.
Protect your engine against sludge and wear with the synthetic oil change. O'Reilly Auto Parts has 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $35.95. Plus, get 2 times O Rewards points. Our professional parts people can recommend the supplies you need, including a filter, funnel, shop towels, drain pan, and more. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Pro Paint Days are here at Lowe's. Now through June 16th, Lowe's MVPs members can start earning 20% back in paint rewards via Lowe's e-gift card when you spend $100 or more on qualifying paint purchases. Stock up on top paint brands like our new and exclusive HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Spec-Rite Pro Interior Paint. Lowe's knows pros. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/L/pro loyalty terms. Subject to change.
You're listening to Homer and Tony on 94.5 ESPN.
Hello, Friday. I've been waiting for you for a long time. You just saved me when my life came crumbling down.
It will be the giveaway. We have 2 Dave Matthews Band tickets from Summerfest for June the 29th. Don't call in now. It'll be between caller 1 and caller 25. When are we doing that, Pebble? Sometime soon?
Sometime in this hour.
Yeah. 1-800-990-3776. As difficult a topic as there is, but I just think people should know. Like, whatever Jordan Love does, every human should be rooting for him when you consider what he's gone through. Age 14, his dad committed suicide. Pat in Campbellsport, you're on 94.5 ESPN.
How you doing?
Living the dream. Did you know before I said it?
No, I did not.
And now that you do know.
Give the guy all the credit in the world. That's a lot to go through.
Yeah, I think. And then, you want him to do well as quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. But I don't know how anybody can't root for him. I said, right. if you don't, then if you die, I want your heart because it's never been used. And I think it may not be the way he wants to be defined. But I don't know how I don't know how anybody, once you discover it and thinks and goes, wow. I mean, it's pretty impressive, or I don't even know what the word is or how you comment on that. He's dealt with that, and he's He's moved on as best as possible, and he had a very successful college career. Now he's trying to make it in the pros. So,
yeah, he's a very tough character if he can handle all of that and be as successful as he's been.
And I don't know, as a reporter, do you ever ask him, if things go bad, how do you handle adversity? Because he's clearly not going to say it because he didn't when they asked him Green Bay. But, I mean, it's like, really? I mean, is there any adversity in his life that can be 1/1,000,000th as bad as that? I mean, I would say no. Now, the article I saw was from the article that I saw was from The Athletic, like 2019, and it talks about which, by the way, you can get for like $1 a year or whatever. It's the price that you pay for The Athletic it's almost Aldi-like. There was a question as to something he's taking blood pressure medication. But you can look at that. So so when somebody talks about Jordan Love, it's just terrible what happened with his dad. I don't know that starts a conversation. It's something people are just not going to talk about, just like he doesn't. But I don't know that shouldn't be, in terms of appreciating him as a human and what he's done, even at his young age. Without everybody should know that. You joining my club on that, Pat?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thanks for the call.
Yep.
1-800-990-3776.
We got some text here to the ESPN Milwaukee Talking text line,
Yes.
Homer, about this. And Rick from Spooner says, I did not know that, and I support and like him even more now. From the 917, root for all the good kids either way. Love is a good kid, below average QB. Still not wrong to root for the kid. I do, but I don't have belief. Speaking of, did his father really commit suicide? I'm not buying this love father suicide thing. I got to watch a few videos where he talks about it to know for sure. He won't be able to BS me. I'll see right through it. Then the question is, why would this be a lie in the first place? So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that the story is true. That's my thought process, just so you guys know.
Yeah, that's fine. I know this is a terrible topic. I didn't know how many people would call in. I don't know how many. I want to thank Pat. I don't know how many people feel comfortable calling in because they just like, what do you want to talk about? What do you want me to say, Homer? Supposed to say just like that when there. Everybody should root for the kid.
From the 608, why do people not know that Love's dad committed suicide? It's Homer's because it's really nobody's business and not something that anyone really wants to bring up in a casual conversation. It's a family matter. You can really be very dense sometimes.
I don't know in terms of.
And then Pete McGuanago says Kawhi Leonard's dad got murdered. I haven't heard of any pro athletes that have been through that, though the leagues are filled with players who've had absent fathers. Yes, I wish Jordan well. That's heartbreaking. It's possible that he hasn't dealt with it. He could have turned to football as a coping mechanism.
Yeah, he actually in this article he actually said that was a part of it. There was the person who, what is it? I don't get it. Yeah, I knew.
He called you dense, Homer.
I know that. I knew that was going to happen. I don't know. I've never addressed this topic. I've been doing this stuff since 1980. I don't think I've ever addressed this, but I just don't know how you can't or shouldn't be aware of it. And as somebody said, like, part of it to me is like everybody should be rooting for him. Doesn't mean you lie for him. It doesn't mean you make up he's better than it is. Not going to affect on that at all. But, everybody should be rooting for him. And I don't know how you can't be impressed with what you know about him in that context. Now, that was of note that the person checked to see if he was accurate. I shouldn't laugh at that, but I thought, man, that's the world we live in. But there are specifics in... that the people were amazed. Jordan didn't have the same disbelief. He knew that his father had attempted this once before, and he knew that his dad had been on blood pressure medication and had recently been switched. There were times when Jordan would look at his father and know that he was in a bit of a haze, a daze, and unfocused, which was unusual for Orban, his father. It just messed with his head, Jordan said, and he was not the same for a little bit. You could tell. And Jordan thought of that in the driveway and later when they went into his aunt's house. He thought of that evening when his mom came to get him and his sister when they drove back to their house where they slept that night. 1-800-990-3776. Yes, texts are fine, calls are fine. And I can't say I'm surprised if there aren't that many calls because I'm not sure anybody knows what to say, and that's fine. I just think everybody should know it in terms of him as a person. And yes, it's not an agenda, but it would seem to me and that everybody should root that he does well. Aside from the fact that he's a Packer, I would say exactly the same thing if he was the quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings or any other team. 1-800-990-3776. Well, let's see. Pebble's done a great job, so it'll be caller number 11. Wasn't that what it was? No, 13 yesterday.
13 was yesterday, yeah.
Was that good? Did it work all right?
That was fine, yeah.
All right, let's go 11. Caller 11, you get 2 tickets to the Dave Matthews Band, June 29th at Summerfest. Caller 11, 1-800-990-3776. Next.
You're listening to Homer and Tony.
Have you made investments in the stock market and then 2 years later had it turn out to be a great investment? Just because it happens once doesn't mean that happens that way again.
Well, but I'm saying if you're the Packers and you lived it...
No, stop. It's my turn now. I understand you have a lot of expertise, but you weren't there.
What do you mean? I lived the whole thing. I know that situation as well as you do.
You know that situation as well as I do.
What do you know that I don't know?
Oh, my God. You can fill Yankee Stadium with what I know that you don't
Okay,
know.
well, give us a good example.
On 94.5 ESPN and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Starting off with a pretty heavy ride on northbound 43. We have a couple of accidents being worked on. One at Keefe blocking the left lane. The other one is at Hampton blocking the right lane. We're up to about a 52-minute ride from downtown to Brown Deer Road. A 41-minute backup. Just going to be solid out of the Marquette. Southbound side, we did have an earlier accident just south of Silver Spring. That has been cleared, but the delays are still pretty hefty. We're looking at 29 minutes Brown Deer Road into downtown. That's an 18-minute backup. And then on northbound 41, backing up out of the Zoo Interchange all the way up past Swan Boulevard. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, clear with a low of 53. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 77 at the lake, 81 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Find Dad's Day deals that won't be beat this Father's Day at Fleet Farm. This week, take 25% off select Under Armour apparel and footwear for the family. Or get a Bighorn Greystone pellet grill for just $279.99. Plus, if you find a lower price, we'll match it. We have what you need for everyday life at new, lower prices. Fleet Farm.
Kessler's is famous
nationwide for diamond engagement rings.
But what most people don't know
is that Kessler's is equally amazing at wedding bands.
Engagement rings come in thousands of styles.
But not all engagement rings come with a matching wedding band.
No problem.
No problem. No problem.
You heard the part about equally amazing wedding bands, right?
That's real. We are amazing at wedding bands. We have a wedding band that is going to look fantastic. Fantabulous. Incomprehensibly good. With your engagement ring.
It's going to look really good.
Ricky.
I prefer Rick.
You need to work with us. Yeah, Ricky. Work with us.
Seriously, you're going to be extremely happy with what you find at Kessler's. Our sales associates are good at helping you find the perfect wedding band.
Much better, Ricky.
I prefer Rick.
Yeah, Ricky. Much better. Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
It's time for the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spring deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action.
The struggles continue for the Brewers as they were swept away by the Twins in Minneapolis, including a 4-2 loss in the series finale. Brian Anderson and Luis Urias hit back-to-back home runs to give the Crew an early 2-0 lead, but Minnesota scored 4 runs in the third inning off starter Colin Ray that ended up being the difference. Milwaukee now on a 6-game losing skid. Manager Craig Counsell and his team battling in a tough stretch.
Nobody's happy when you're on your little losing streak. Day off comes at a good time and get ready for 20 or so games in 21 days. It's a tough stretch, and we're going to have to play well.
The 34-34 Brewers back home at AmFam Field Friday night to open up a weekend set against the first-place Pittsburgh Pirates.
This has been the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
Join former NBA stars and Marquette basketball alumni Dwayne Wade and Travis Diener as they return to Milwaukee this summer for Wade versus Diener Champions for Literacy. Golf alongside the stars at the Bog in Saukville on July 24th. A day full of food, fun, events, and good golf, all while funding local youth literacy projects. If golf isn't for you, check out the Tee-Off Tailgate Party the night before. Learn more about Wade versus Diener Champions for Literacy at wadevsdiener.givesmart.com.
It's Homer and Tony on 94.5 ESPN.
Yes, the hardest topic I've done in many years. I just wanted everybody to know, because I was surprised that people didn't know. Packer quarterback Jordan Love, his dad committed suicide when he was 14. What does that have to do with his ability as a quarterback? I don't know. I just know whatever he's done since 14 is pretty amazing given what he had to go through. 1-800-990-3776. You can call in as to whether or not you knew or not. We could make that a Discount Liquor Twitter poll question, but I'm not sure that would do very well. Nice question, Homer. I'm not going to be bothered by that. 1-800-990-3776. Just think, most personal things, as one person, when they texted 1-800-990-3776, what did they call me?
Dense.
Dense. Which, am I bothered by that? No, I'm not at all. I would have anticipated the range of people being upset could be huge. Plus, if you listen to the show, Pebble, is there anything you could say about me that would bother me?
No way.
No way. Person's listening. I don't know how to do it. I just think it makes you root for the kid. He doesn't talk about it. The fact that most people don't know. But when I hear somebody say, well, how do you think you'll handle adversity with the Packers this season if they lose some games? I'm thinking, normally that's a very good question. In this case, wouldn't be really too concerned about his ability to handle adversity, given the adversity that he's already dealt with. Again, doesn't mean that he's going to play well or doesn't mean he's accurate, whatever. But yeah, I believe everybody should know that Jordan Love's father committed suicide when he was 14. Because, yeah, I think everybody should root for him and hope that he does well. And no differently than if he was the quarterback for the Chicago Bears. But that's, in terms of his dealing with stuff, in most cases you can pass on personal things. I just don't think you can leave this one out. I think everybody should know. Now you know, if you listen to the show. And then you can tell other people if you don't think they know. 1-800-990-3776. Any other text, Pebble, or not?
No more text. No.
All right, go read the worst one. You can read that one again.
The worst one was from the 608. Why do people not know that Love's dad committed suicide? ? Homer, it's because it's really nobody's business and not something that anyone really wants to bring up in a casual conversation. It's a family matter. You really can be very dense sometimes.
Yes. So it's possible. I don't know if that fits. 1-800-990-3776. So now if you're listening, now you know. And deal with it however you wish. The NBA has suspended Ja Morant for 25 games to start the 2023-24 season because of conduct detrimental to the league. It was announced today. Oh, that's the one. This is the one that Adrian Wojnarowski announced, because whenever he announced it, it's 100%. I actually thought it would be more games, but so he's out 25. The Grizzlies suspended him from team activities May the 14th after a video on social media circulated showing the All-Star brandishing a firearm. And then I think his people or somebody then followed up that the firearm was actually a toy gun. The NBA suspended Morant for 8 games following a similar incident in March when he was seen on Instagram Live holding up a handgun while intoxicated at a Denver area club. So 25 games it'll be. this discussion was a question on Scalzo and Brust, and I mentioned earlier today that Brian Windhorst says, I don't know what percentage he says that the Bucks could make a deal to get Bradley Beal. And I said, no, it's at 0%. It's not going to happen. They don't have the money. He makes too much. It's just not going to happen. And so a question posed on Scalzo and Brust yesterday was, can Giannis veto a Chris Middleton trade? And the answer is yes. I don't know what he can't veto. I think the good doctor is the head coach because Giannis had approved of it. And I don't have any problem with him. Like, they want to make a deal, and he says no. The most important thing for the Milwaukee Bucks, Pebble, what's the most important thing for the Milwaukee Bucks?
That Giannis signs an extension.
Yes, that Giannis signs an extension. So whatever you have to do to get Giannis to sign the extension and feel comfortable with it, that's what you do. I don't think Giannis is the kind of selfish player that would do something that would dramatically harm the team. But yeah, I'm running the show with the Bucks. Whatever I can do to keep Giannis happy. And if we're going to trade Chris Middleton and he doesn't want it done, what am I going to do, Pebble? Not going to do it.
Nope.
No. And he can veto anything. That it may be that, I don't know, it may have been that the Bucks, that the GM wanted somebody else's head coach. Doesn't matter. And I credit them for being, if it was the case, smart enough to do what Giannis wanted. And I would emphasize, regardless of who you thought was the best choice, it wasn't like they just went crazy and hired Pebble to be the head coach because Giannis wanted Pebble. Or Thanasis, who, yes, we are still attempting to get Thanasis on the show with the agreement that Giannis will never be on. It's just to talk to Thanasis and see what's there and what energy he would add. It hasn't happened yet, but I've talked to my Bucks peeps, and they said there's a chance. 1-800-990-3776. I could ask if you think, would you like the Bucks to trade Chris Middleton? But, I mean, those things are possible. That's just, I don't want to lead anything that makes you believe that the Bucks are going to get or do anything involving Bradley Beal. So to discuss it, then it's no, I just not going to happen. Maybe some other players are involved. I don't know what the Bucks are going to do, but he is not a part of it. 1-800-990-3776. We need a new Discount Liquor Twitter poll question because I want to know what people think. Will the Brewers win the division? Yes or no? Will the Brewers win the division? Have done it before. We'll do it again. This is certainly the low point in terms of how they've played recently. Will they win the division? Yes or no? You are next. 1-800-990-3776.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Homer and Tony on 94.5 ESPN.
The award-winning 101.7 The Truth is excited to be back celebrating the 52nd annual Juneteenth celebration in Milwaukee. Make sure you come down on Monday, June 19th, as we will be broadcasting live from the Juneteenth celebration from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Stop by our table to play games, win Truth swag, and say what up to your favorite Truth teammates. The 101.7 The Truth celebration of Juneteenth is sponsored by Educators Credit Union, Tayback Law, Molson Coors, and Associated Bank.
Jump into summer fun when the Brewers take on the Pirates Friday, June 16th through Sunday, the 18th. Start the adventure on Indiana Jones Day on the 17th and get a Craig Council bobble with a theme night ticket. Then take home a Brewers bucket hat giveaway for the first 10,000 fans ages 21 and up on Father's Day, Sunday the 18th. Presented by Miller Lite. Get your seats at Brewers.com.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards, That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Summer with Saz's. Wonton-wrapped mozzarella sticks, refreshing craft cocktails, crispy sour cream and chive fries, barbecue pulled pork sandwiches, you name it, they've got it. Saz's State House has been a Milwaukee staple for almost 50 years. So grab your friends and come experience the finest for yourself. Join them on their outdoor patio or pull up a seat at Saz's famous Round Bar. Complimentary shuttles are ready to take you to games and concerts at AmFam Field. Located at 55th and State. Learn more at saz's.com.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off Super Paint products and Super Deck stains June 16th through the 26th. That means 30% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 30% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
I'm Jim Token, president of the Automobile Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. Nobody can keep your car running smoothly like an Adam new car dealer. Adam service technicians are factory trained and use original factory parts backed by a warranty. Best of all, you'll find competitive pricing equal to or even lower than independent shops. A well-maintained car delivers maximum gas mileage and saves you money. Call an Adam dealer today because you're always better off at an Adam new car dealer.
Get an oil change and safety inspection today.
Change the way you do business and take more control of the payment process with Fifth Third Bank's Treasury Management Solutions. Their market expertise and managed services streamline the entire payment process and integrate with your existing systems, giving you more control than ever. With their suite of payment solutions, you will soon recognize new revenue sources that can save time, offset operating costs, and improve the bottom line, all customized for your business. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Homer and Tony on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand or wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
I had no idea what attention it would get, how many people would call in. I didn't think many. Didn't think everybody would think it would be a good topic. I don't care. I think everybody should know that the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love, his father committed suicide when he was 14. In the context of how he handles anything, that's been part of his life, and I would add, it would seem like everybody would root for him, given what he's been through. Though not lie about if he's no good a player, he's no good a player, but you'd still be rooting for him given what he's lived with and clearly handled to the degree that he's achieved all the things he has already. He doesn't talk about it as much. I don't know how much other people are going to talk about it, but whenever there's the context in a game, like if he's not playing well or the team's not playing well or is a bad game, and any address of how he handles adversity just is in an entirely different context. It'd be hard for me to even ask it, given that I know that. It would just be, how did you play? How did you not? How are you handling how Packer fan? Whatever it is, that would be tough, because there's just no way, it seems to me, it could be 1/1,000,000th as tough as what he already had to live through and has lived through and continues to live through from what happened at the age of 14. 1-800-990-3776. If you didn't know, and now that you know, or if you don't want to say anything. As I said earlier, it's a terrible topic because it's not one that I would assume people want to talk about. I just want everybody to know it. And I was amazed this week when I mentioned to a few people, because I kind of thought everybody knew that. No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So, he's kept it quiet, or the stories have kept it quiet. The Athletic has one. I think they did in 2019. There have been other ones. He's commented about how he assumed his dad, or believes his dad, would be very proud of all that he's done. But it's certainly a topic that he has not brought up, and most people don't bring up. But while a player's personal life, to me, I understand, isn't really that. I just think this is different. I know it's different. You know it's different. And now you know, and now you can handle it however you want. But as you observe Jordan Love, that, to me, needs to be a part of whatever's in your theory about him as a player, a person, or whatever. Not surprised with this. The Discount Liquor Twitter poll question, 1-800-990-3776. Will the Brewers win the Central Division? 26% say yes. 74% say no. Now, I have stated that you can go over to Ted's and Toast, 762nd and North, and I'll be glad to bet you on the fact that Bradley Beal is not coming to the Milwaukee Bucks. It's limiting the discussion I've had. Well, would you trade Middleton or would you trade Holiday? It's not going to happen. So there may be a legitimate discussion about who of those groups would you like to have back or not back. But I don't want to do it in the context of Bradley Beal, because I think there is a 0% chance of Bradley Beal becoming a member of the Milwaukee Bucks. We gave away our Dave Matthews Band tickets, correct?
That's right. We got a second winner. We got a couple more chances next week to give away the 2 tickets to the Dave Matthews Band concert on June 29th.
Do you want to mention who won?
The person's name was Ainsley.
Okay. So now you have an additional reason to listen to the show. We don't generally get a lot of tickets to give away, but we have them now. We're going to do it. The event is the 29th of the concert show. Is June the 29th at Summerfest. So, and we're going to do it through how long?
The 22nd of June.
2 tickets every day.
Between 2 and 4, yes.
Right. Which means in order to make sure that you don't miss it, you should be listening for the entire 2 hours. Yes. I have not yet decided as to whether or not Mark Tauscher is certain that the Brewers are not going to win the division. I haven't decided whether I want to make a wager with him, because I still believe that they are going to win the division, based primarily on my respect for Baseball Prospectus, and whatever stats they're looking at, I'd like to know what they are. But I do want to see a little bit more from their offense to see what happens. 1-800-990-3776. And I've suggested to everybody that you look on YouTube, because I am wearing the jacket today that my wife says make me look homeless. Pebble, do you ever actually look at the video?
I look at the video, yeah, all the time.
All right. Do you think I look homeless?
Not from this angle, now that I see you. No, I do not.
Oh, okay. So the jacket isn't as bad as she says. All right. Maybe I should turn it around and display the back of it. But I don't think
you could have just stood up and turned around too. Not taking the jacket off.
Yeah, seems more complicated. Let's see. Can you see the? Now can you see the Gorilla Tape?
Yeah, I can see it. Yep.
Yeah,
but it blends in with the jacket though.
Right. So
no different color or anything.
Yeah. I don't think it's that bad. So a slight overreaction. But if anybody in the clothing business, as I said, I believe any jacket that you can get that has huge pockets is very helpful, and I think people would like it. I'm still looking for one, and think I got any future? Think there's money to be made there? Pebble, do you want the jacket with large pockets so that you can put your phone, your billfold, and your and your car keys all without any problem whatsoever.
Yeah, it seems like something that would be useful.
Okay. So I'll be working on that part-time. If you know anybody in the fashion, or if, in addition, if you know, this definitely is Reebok. If you know somebody who might be able to assist me. I don't have a whole lot of money. I don't have, Pebble, can you loan me some money?
You don't have a whole lot of money. From what I heard, you have a lot of money.
that's I can bring that up because Tony's not here. 1-800-990-3776. You've heard twice now. Brian Windhorst says a deal for Bradley Beal is complicated, but to watch out for the Bucks. I'm saying there's a 0% chance that the Bucks trade for Beal. 0. Who should you believe more? Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. 59% of you say Windhorst and 41% say me. I understand that, and in most cases I would say that, but I've talked with my peeps. There's just no way. Not going to happen. So to have a discussion about, who should the Bucks move in order to get Bradley Beal? I don't want to do that because that would reinforce the belief that they might actually be getting Bradley Beal. The better question about the Bucks is, every day, is Giannis going to sign the extension, and he can do so as of September, and are they going to get all 4 players to come back? Lopez is a free agent. I think Middleton has a choice as to what he wants to do. Because it's my belief that, they want everybody to come back and to give it one more run. Their cap issues and the amount of money that would cost them if they go over the cap, things like that. I don't know what they're going to do with the roster, but I think they're going to attempt to bring all 4 players back. But I don't know that there's anybody that knows for sure that specifically Middleton and Lopez will come back. But things you learned on the show today. I mean, if you didn't know, I don't think anything's going to equal with learning that Jordan Love's father committed suicide when he was 14. But moving on from Bradley Beal, I don't think you will necessarily do that as long as Brian Windhorst continues to say what he says. Gave you the update earlier on the U.S. Open. Again, the course has been incredibly easy. If you're a golf fan, you know this. If you're not a golf fan, generally the U.S. Open, probably you'd like to know this. I got written up once when I was working TV for Channel 12 over the U.S. Open because on the 5 o'clock sports, I said, typical U.S. Open, players bitching about the course. Then the news director called me into the office and informed me that I would be written up because I used the word bitch. And the person said, how could you say that? Well, how could I say what? Because I didn't really know what I'd done. Well, you can't use that word. Really? In that context? Apparently not. But nobody's bitching about the course now because they're destroying the course. And everybody should watch, even if you're not a big golf fan, tomorrow and Sunday, and to see what they're going to try to do in order to make the course tough. Because somebody said to me today they can't because they have so many people playing, and if they made it really tough, then they wouldn't be able to finish. And I don't know the accuracy of that, but they're going to do something because you're not supposed to be able to score that easily at the U.S. Open. 1-800-990-3776. Sean, you're on 94.5 ESPN. Good afternoon.
Hey, Homer. How's it going?
Living the dream also, again, at Prize Picks, and I get no benefit for saying this, but you get free money again today. You can do a flex for $20, and if you don't win, you get all your $20 back. And I picked 5 golfers. My golf person, my guy, said that it's going to be tougher today, so take more than the strokes they list. But either way, if I stink, I get my $20 back. Yes, Sean.
Yeah, so just on Jordan Love and his father committing suicide, I mean, Wikipedia doesn't even have that listed. It just says his father, Orban, died at 14. So you could actually go in Wikipedia and edited, and it's probably going to be an accepted change.
Yes,
so,
because there's the stories that you have to...
I think it's very... I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let me just ask.
And for me, it was great to hear because... Or not great to hear, but it's an awful incident. But it adds some humanization to him that he has struggles that everyone else who goes through suicide from a family member, which I unfortunately have gone through that process too. So it's a little relatable.
I have as well, but I really didn't think of that. Do you know why? Because it wasn't my dad. The first thing I thought of is like, what would I have been like if at 14 I was told my dad committed suicide? And so, you know, the understanding of family is in suicide is like what you said, but like I'm thinking multiply that by 1,000. I'm incapable of comprehending what it would have done to me at the age of 14 with my dad. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was my dad, unfortunately, but it was much later in life when I was an adult that I could cope with it. But, you know, time does heal all wounds, and I think the fact it adds to his story at the end of the day. So I appreciated hearing that. I did not know that before today, so I find it relatable, unfortunately. And like you said, it helps me cheer for him even more. So, unfortunately, I don't think he's going to have the skill set to be a Hall of Fame quarterback at the end of the day, but it does make me root for him more.
Yeah.
On to the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Anytime a player gets an 8 on a hole, should not make the cut. Dustin Johnson somehow turned an 8 into an even par round.
Yes.
And he's tied for 5th. That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
If someone gets an 8, they should be out of the competition.
I don't necessarily agree with you, but in the U.S. Open, yes.
Terrible.
Yes, because if you get an 8 in the U.S. Open in one hole, then you should probably have 8, 7, 6, 6, 6, 6. Sean, thanks for the call. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
You have the Hall of Famer, right?
The Hall of Famer texted me, and he is taking Bryson DeChambeau to win the U.S. Open.
Oh. I don't know if I can go with Brooks Koepka because he's so far behind. I am seeing the Brewers with a sweep of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And, of course, I called correctly the last sweep. Pebble, what do you have?
Yeah, I'm just going to say the Brewers are going to be back in first place in the NL Central after their series with the Pirates, so they can at least
2 out of 3.
Yep.
You usually go a little stronger than that. Take 2 out of 3. Thanks to Sean, man. Given his life experience, I'm not sure I could have been able to do that. Close, please.
I don't have to do nothing but stay black and die. White people.
I will bet anybody.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
Starting off with a pretty heavy ride on northbound 43. We have a couple of accidents being worked on. One at Keefe blocking the left lane. The other one is at Hampton blocking the right lane. We're up to about a 52-minute ride from down